Hi, we are going to review the presidential debate between Trump and Kamala Harris. We will look at it through the vantage point of power dynamics, and we will analyze who scored the best points, and in the end, we will tell you who won this debate. Let's start.
Kamala Harris.
Absolutely beast move. I can tell you this from the point of view of a shorter guy. A shorter guy who has very high self-esteem and high confidence. And I can tell you that it took me a long time to get over the issue of taller people and bigger people. This may be a little bit easier for women because women negotiate power hierarchy differently than men. For men, size is more important. Physical formidability is more important. On the other hand, women get more easily intimidated by men and bigger men. To cut it short, Kamala Harris did fantastic here. Not only she showed no fear whatsoever, but she took the initiative, she was the leader here, and she walked into his part of the stage. This is a major power move, well done to her. And when she says, "Hi, Kamala Harris," wonderful, wonderful move. I don't think Trump expected this, so she started power up, well done. So let's go into the meat of the debate right now. I like this. Trump never looked at her, and that's another power move. However, it's an opportunity lost in this case because people were arguing whether they should keep the microphone on or not. But you don't need the microphone on to send the message. Body language trumps words. So by looking at him and by making many different facial expressions, she could undermine his message real time. She's done it many times, and it was a very, very effective and persuasive move. In this case, I don't know if she prepared this, but these eyes, they say, "Oh, poor you, look at him rambling on, poor old guy." That kind of poor you expression sends a strong message. I like it. Let's see how it pans out.
Fracking? She's been against it for 12 years. Defund the police. She's been against that forever.
See, this is good. This is good. He keeps talking, but she says, no, 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 the microphone doesn't need to be on. People will switch between looking at him and her. And every time they see her, they see a no. So they get the message that he's talking bullshit.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went...
Oh, this is good. This is good. Now she talks out loud. Notice the microphone is not on, but see what happens now.
Out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now.
Oh, this was a big mistake because we could not hear, people at home could not hear her talking. So this feels like out of the blue without any reason. He interrupted himself for no reason whatsoever.
If you don't mind, please.
We didn't hear anything. Listen to it again.
She was big on defund the police. In Minnesota, she went out. Wait a minute. I'm talking now.
See, it feels like he's talking to a ghost now. He let her sidetrack him without any noise. That's high power when you can interrupt people without even saying something.
If you don't mind, please. Does that sound familiar?
Okay, this a little bit scared facial expression, not perfect, but it's a smaller detail. Overall, she got the point here.
She went out.
This was a mistake to say something now. She had scored a major point. She should have shut up. Now we'll see a tactical mistake in the preparation by Kamala Harris.
If Donald Trump were to be reelected, he will sign a national abortion ban.
Okay, this is the mistake.
Understand, in his Project 2025...
The mistake is that she said he will. So this gives Donald Trump the chance to deny, and he can deny because she said Donald Trump will. She should have said the people behind Project 2025 will force Donald to sign this bill. Or she could have said the ultra-conservatives behind them and behind Project 2025 will force on him, something like that. Such as put the onus on the people behind or above him. So he cannot say, "I will not." I mean, he will say it, but then it's less powerful because she cast the final decision-making behind and above him. So see now Trump how he denies it.
Well, there she goes again. It's a lie. I'm not signing a ban. And
See, he says, I'm not signing a ban. I am not. If she had said the people behind Project 2025 who hold the reins of Trump's campaigns will force him. Now, if he says, I will not, it's not as powerful. And if he takes the bait saying there is no people behind him, he looks defensive and lower power.
I want to respond to that, though. I want to just...
Good. When you can buck the rules, that's very high power. She sent a strong message. A more submissive person would have accepted that the time is up and she would have lost the chance. But she presses on and she gets what she wants, and now she delivers exactly the line she needed.
Just respond briefly. Clearly...
Briefly, by the way, it's a wonderful tactic. When you are trying to break rules or ask for exceptions, always add some diminutive, like real quick, briefly, if you don't mind, just do very quick, something like that, and you are much more likely to get it.
I am not Joe Biden.
Good, that's exactly what she had to say. Distance yourself from Biden because people don't like him. Finally, what we said in our previous analysis, she was being too kind to Biden. Instead, she needs to be more ruthless and distance herself from that old decrepit guy. Sorry, Biden, but that's how it is.
And I am certainly not Donald Trump. And
good.
What I do offer is a new generation of leadership for our country.
Bang!
One who believes.
Bang, bang, bang. Perfect. Exactly what she had to say.
I have talked with military leaders, some of whom worked with you.
This is good that now she delivers the power move while looking at him. She looks strong and defiant. I think she did very well. Sometimes when she had to deliver lines for the American people, she looked at the camera. But when she had to attack Donald, she looks at him. Very good.
And they say you're a disgrace.
Bang. Nice.
Importance of home ownership, knowing not everybody got handed $400 million.
That pause there was perfect.
On a silver platter and then filed bankruptcy 6 times.
This was nice. One, she frames him as out of touch with the average American, a billionaire. So the frame is, how can he help the average American if this guy comes from a family with hundreds of millions of dollars? And then she delivers a zinger that he lost it all in 6 bankruptcies, which will force him to defend and to brag about how successful he is. He took the bait. Well done.
But frankly, the American people are exhausted with this same old tired playbook.
This was also a fantastic move. So she framed herself as the new and Donald Trump as the old for having already been a past president and not having done that good on several measures at least. And that's exactly what she had to do. Trump was less prepared as usual. He goes more off the cuff. She was far more prepared. And he rambled quite a little bit more. Not too badly. I think he could have done worse. I've seen him doing much worse. He didn't slur, at least. If he was not such a narcissist and if he had prepared better, he could have done a lot better. Like you can hear now, as an example, the lack of preparation.
No choice, because the prices of energy were quadrupling and doubling.
So usually you go from the smaller to the bigger, right? You will say doubling and quadrupling, etc., etc. Instead, he didn't know how to say anything bigger than quadrupling, so he had to go back. If he had prepared a few of these lines before, he would have not befallen for these simple mistakes and he would have come across far more eloquent as martyr. And this would have been important for him because the Damocles sword hanging over his head is that he's older and he's losing a bit of his brightness, which I think he is, to be honest. Probably also a sign that he's not as sharp as he was in 2016. He could not deliver a single strong zinger. So in the past debates, what we remember are moments such as because you will be in jail, something like that, that remains memorable. And while people say that Hillary Clinton had won all debates, in truth, Trump had delivered all the zingers, the people that most remember. This time he had none. If anything, the most memorable moments from Trump were negatives for him. Here is an example because he was fact-checked live.
About it because they're so embarrassed by it. In Springfield, they're eating the dogs, the people that came in. They're eating.
See, this is good. She's sub-communicating while he speaks. What the fuck are you talking about?
Cats, they're eating.
No fucking way, she's suggesting. You don't need the microphone to sub-communicate that. What are you talking about, dude?
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
I think they taught her to do this, and they taught her well this time. Yeah.
And this is what's happening in our country, and it's a shame. As far as rallies are concerned,
I just want to clarify here. You bring up Springfield, Ohio, and ABC News did reach out to the city manager there. He told us there had been no credible reports of specific claims of pets being harmed, injured, or abused by individuals within the immigrant community.
well, I've seen people.
Ouch, ouch, ouch. And then Trump made it worse, trying to rebuke the host.
From
But
television.
the people are
I'm
on
taking it from
television
the city
saying they're
manager.
dog.
I'm not taking it from television, from the city manager. The frame is, I'm going for official, reliable sources. You're talking about hearsay and nonsense.
Was eaten by the people that went there.
Oh man, these facial expressions are perfect. They planned this beforehand. It's too good. Now, notice about the facial expression. Sometimes Trump did it well, but oftentimes he did the opposite of what he should have done.
Election, I actually have the endorsement of 200.
Man, her eyes, she looks good. And these small things, superficial as you may call them, and they are important. Her eyes are brightened. She looks like a happy, healthy woman.
Republicans who have formerly worked with President Bush, Mitt Romney, and John
See,
McCain,
he nods yes, when he
including
should
the
be saying
endorsement
no.
of former Vice President Dick Cheney.
Another mistake Trump did is that sometimes he spoke as if he were talking to a Republican audience or to his followers instead of talking to the people who are undecided. So he dropped the usual bullshit lie that Democrats want to do abortion after the baby's born, which is nonsense. Don't say this at this stage because you need to woo the undecided, not the people who already believe in your nonsense. And again, he gets fact-checked.
There is no state in this country where it is legal to kill a baby after it's born.
Yeah, duh. Some other great moves from Kamala are that in the same sentence, she framed Trump as out of touch with reality, not a good leader, or not a good president for the average American, while at the same time delivering a personal zinger that will get under his skin. I think those were prepared. Let's listen to an example.
Characters like Hannibal Lecter. He will talk about windmills cause cancer. And what you will also notice.
So she's saying he rambles on, talking nonsense, which is true. And now she ties the zinger.
Is that people start leaving his rallies early out of
Oh man, Trump hates that.
exhaustion and boredom.
Again, he's nodding here. Another major mistake.
And I will tell you, the one thing you will not hear him talk about is you.
See, again, this was a great sandwich. She started with a general attack about his competence as a leader, rambling on. Then she delivers the zinger, and then she frames him as a bad leader for the Americans because of being too narcissistic. This was a perfect sandwich. Now I'll give you two little more advanced details before closing.
Trump actually has no plan for you because he is more interested in defending himself.
This was something that she could have improved. Don't say defend himself because the frame becomes that he's under attack. And a lot of people believe that the courts are going too doggedly against Trump. Instead of defending himself, say he's too busy looking after himself. So the frame becomes of a narcissistic guy who's only interested in himself. And a small detail that Trump could have done better.
She's going to my philosophy now. In fact, I was going to send her a MAGA hat.
Trump was annoyed that probably she did something similar to him. But this is a mistake because he was trying to frame her as a Marxist. But now he says that he's copying him. So he is undermining his own attack of her being an extremist left-winger, which she's not. Her reaction is good, man. Again, like a very happy woman who doesn't take things personally. Overall, I will give her a 9 out of 10. Trump, a 6 out of 10. So she did exactly what she had to do. Now, if the polls don't move towards her, then the American people are not receptive to her, and then it means that the previous administration weighs too much on her, or maybe because she's a black woman or Indian or whatever she is, and white people are not yet ready for that. I don't know these reasons. I'm not an expert in American dynamics, but on this debate, she did as good as she could have done. So she smashed it. And we will see what comes next. Cheers, guys.